I haven't gone to the theme parks in a long time. Not really worth it for me anymore. I mean, it's 125 bucks to get in, 25 bucks for parking, and I just, it's just too much of a strain for me these days, and I got too much work to do around here. But I got a notice that Busch Gardens had this special offer for veterans, 4 free tickets to veterans, and not just active duty. This was for anybody who served. Now, I had some friends coming down from Maine, my surrogate family, and so I grabbed these 4 tickets and let them know, hey, we're going to Busch Gardens when you get here. And it all came together yesterday after back and forth worked out, and we went to Busch Gardens yesterday. Busch Gardens is a little tricky to get into because it's in the middle of Tampa. So, you're going down city streets and stuff, and there just happens to be this gigantic theme park in one of the neighborhoods. So getting in there was a little tricky because you don't know how the markings are, and you tend to want to take this turn, but you shouldn't take that turn, and then you got to try to get back into the main road. And when you actually finally do get to the entrance, there is a sign there, and that's where you go in, and then you go through the maze of the parking lot. And being handicapped, I followed the blue line and went over to the handicap parking, which is very nice because it's right by the front gate. So I only had to go like 200 feet on my scooter. My friends had arrived there earlier. They were coming in from Kissimmee, I was coming in from Homosassa. So both of us had like about the same trip, about an hour and a half trip, but we were coming in from different directions. I made a wrong turn at one point, so they arrived about 15 minutes before me. And going to Tampa is very confusing from here. There's so many little roads to take, and I always have trouble going to Tampa. That's why I go to the VA in Gainesville. It's nice and simple. I know how to get there. Going to Tampa is always a problem. So I got in there, and they sent me a message that they'd all headed for the bathroom, and I needed to too, so I said, I'll meet you there. So right over there, and that's where I first met up with my group, and then we went out. The tickets that I printed out that Busch Gardens had sent me, thank you very much, Busch Gardens. I didn't have to go to the ticket window. I just go right to the admission kiosk, and they scan that, and you go in. Then I wanted to get the handicap pass, which they call a ride access pass, a wrap. So I'm a rapper now. I thought that was funny. So I go right to one of the rides where I know sometimes you can get a pass there, or at least a temporary pass. So I went there and yes, filled out the form, but then she didn't have a supervisor who needed to process the thing. So she sent me over to the next ride, which was Cobra's Curse. And she was going to get her supervisor, but her phone wasn't working. So she sent us over to Montu. I said, there's 0 wait time here anyway. How about we go on this now? So we went on Cobra's Curse, because it was walk-on at that point. Everybody was in line for Cheetah Hunt, which is where I'd first gone to. That's my favorite ride down there. I love that roller coaster. So we go on to Cobra's Curse, and as we're going in, somebody told me it was a kiddie ride, a kiddie coaster. So I called Christine, who was sitting out, and I says, hey, this is a kiddie coaster, you can come on. She says, no, I'm good, I'll pass anyway. Well, it was a good thing she did, because this ain't no kiddie coaster. This was like awesome. I took video on all the coasters, but this is the only one that actually worked. And this is the first coaster I've been on in years. So I'm actually a little apprehensive, but this was a fun coaster. This was a great coaster.
Oh, wow, cool. Ah. Hey, Cobra's Curse. Everybody look at me and say hi. All right. All right, here we go. Whoa, look at that, that's cool. Whoa. Uh-oh. that tip the wrong way. Whoa! Oh, woo! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh no! 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 Oh! Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh my God! Oh my God! Wow!
The cobra's curse is upon
Ah! Oh,
Meanwhile, at ground level,
oh my God! Ah! Ah! Oh my God! Ah! Woo! Oh wow! Oh! Oh my God! That was awesome! Thank God we didn't get your mother on that. Woo! Kitty comes to my butt. Wow. Woo-hoo! Cobra's curse has gotten us.
and after that we went over to Montu, and it turned out her supervisor had just left to authorize somebody else's wrap pass. So she wanted us to wait for the supervisor to come back, which was like, going to take a while. And this again was a zero wait line. I says, nobody was there. I says, but we go on while we're waiting. She says, oh no, you got to wait for the pass. So finally I just parked the scooter and walked on because there was no waiting. Just went through the regular line and walked right on, and we did that. Now that's just a nasty ride. That is just, when you're telling a story, you have an event, and then you got to give a little time to process the event. You say, like the guy jumps out of the closet with the knife, and then you got to give the audience a little moment to process that there's the guy with the knife coming at the young teenage girl, in the horror movies. This one doesn't give you any time to process anything. It is loop-de-loops. It's a hanging coaster, very extreme twists and turns and loops. So extreme, I was wondering why this thing just didn't bust apart. The forces must be absolutely mind-boggling. But there's no break. There's absolutely no break from the start to the finish. It's just boom, 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 boom. And you don't even have time to scream. You just don't have time to process any of it. It's just like, it's like in one of them fights where the guy who's losing is just going boom, 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 boom. It's not like boom and oh, I better duck on the next one. It's just boom, 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 and it beats the heck out of you. It's a real beater because the stresses are incredible. When we got off of that, the supervisor came out, and finally I got my wrap pass. We had waited another 10 or 15 minutes for it. Now, I'm dealing with a group of 6 people now. This has grown to 6 people. I got a 50% discount on the 2 extra tickets. The group grew as we're planning this thing, which was great. I mean, this is family. This is all good people, all fun people. And then we went back to Cheetah Hunt, which is what we wanted to do in the first place. And she remembered me from earlier, so she didn't make me wait, and we got right on that. And that is just, I love that ride. It's an accelerating coaster, so there's sections of tracks where it just accelerates you and sends you up over a hill. So there's lots of air time, and it opens with this mind-boggling shooting up, way high up, maybe 150 feet, maybe 200, and then you do this loop-de-loop and twisting and turning thing, and then you come shooting down, and you're like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that, and you shoot down into the ground, and then you go shooting off across the park. And that's what I love. It just shoots straight out there, doing all sorts of twists and turns and things, but it shoots out there like you're a cheetah chasing down something in the Serengeti. And then at the end it comes around and you come back the same way with all sorts of twists and turns. And it's just a beautiful ride. It's a good long ride too. I mean, it's maybe 3-4 minutes, I don't know, but it was my favorite coaster. But I'll tell you, this Cobra's Curse thing just blew my mind, because that was nothing but surprises. Everything that happened there was a surprise. It just kept doing weird, different things. That's freaky. Um, okay, so then after Cheetah's Run, Christine wanted to go on the train. There's a train that runs around the savannah. So we had to find the train station, and getting around Busch Gardens is kind of tricky. It's Busch Corporation is not real good at laying out theme parks. So it took us a while to figure out where the train station is. They don't give out maps anymore. They tell you to go online and look it up. So Lauren took care of that, and she figured out where we were and where to go. And so we started hiking over, but all along the way we kept running into animal encounters and stopped to enjoy those, which was nice. I mean, these are stashed all over the place. This park is known mainly for its extreme roller coasters. The animals are interspersed or part of the rides or part of the displays on the rides. So all over the place you're running into these animal encounters unexpectedly as you're going from coaster to coaster. If you stop and look off to the side, well, there's something there. But on this, we're on a hike over to the train station, and we came across this underwater viewing area with just these hundreds of colorful fish. It was absolutely gorgeous, breathtaking. And it was only after a while I noticed at the far end there's a hippo sleeping in there. You see him in there? And I took the next shot just to show his hump there is above water level, and you can see where we're seeing, this is a straight on picture at water level, and you can see what's water and what's not. And you can see one of the extreme coasters in the background. And then the fish, hundreds and hundreds of beautiful fish. And then over in the other corner, a Nile crocodile. We carried on, saw some hyenas in a paddock, and then we came out of the gate, and these beautiful flowers, and then there's the train station, and when we came out you had to go all the way around to the other side of the thing, which was a decent hike. Of course, I'm on my scooter, but I used a lot of battery. And on the way over there, another animal encounter. This is a little lake on the side there, and they got these beautiful old turtles. These got to be 600 years old or something. I don't know, they're huge. Then we finally got on the train, and there was quite a crowd on that. Actually, the whole place was pretty crowded. I was surprised how crowded it was. It was not shoulder to shoulder, but there were plenty of people there. I've been there on other days, a couple of other times, and it was as busy as any other day. Christine and Chenoa were up front, and then the rest of the gang was out back. We're in the handicap section, and this is Joy, who was standing in for the regular person who was on a break, and Joy was fantastic. She brought joy into our life. She did a great narration. We had a good time. She was funny, and this was the thing Christine wanted, was to take this train ride out across the Serengeti, or whatever they call it, and we got impalas, we got giraffes, or reticulated giraffes, and all sorts of animals. It's funny because this was the big thing for Christine, was this ride to see all these animals. We did the complete loop, which was like half an hour or so, but she, like me, hadn't slept the night before at all. She's fallen asleep on the thing, so I'm shaking her, hey, this is your ride, wake up. But the train, rocking back and forth was just so comforting, and you're just like, They got two kinds of zebras. I didn't know there were two kinds of zebras. And these first ones, I forget what they're called, but they have a much finer line, and the stripes all stop at their stomach, so they got a pure white stomach. And I think they're just absolutely beautiful there. And they got these goats with the curly antlers. They're apparently a rare or endangered species. White rhinos, had a whole herd of white rhinos there. All sorts of animals out on the plain. There's the regular zebras. Their stripes are a little sloppier. And there's the front of the train. These are the scavenger birds. Gosh, I should know what that is. There's a couple ostriches that were hiding way, way up by the fence. I'm using a big zoom here to get that. Watusi cattle. And then we're pulling into the train station. We're passing by one of the water rides, so I grabbed a couple of shots of that. And then we're in the train station. Then we head out again. More Watusi cattle, more white rhinos. Look at them. Oh, magnificent. Coming back across. He had some fancy term for this, but that's the female of this species, and that's the male. Totally different looking. There's a name for that, bimural or something, but that was interesting.